It's a special Poke Bears episode because it's the first one where we're just gonna do 5 straight up, not just for the regular league episodes or to finish off a season. We hit 90 and figured, hey, let's round off every 5. So now we do 5 episodes per podcast.
Hooray! Good song.
It's a good song and an announcement.
Exposition, yeah. In case you, I don't know, tuned out or died during his announcement and then was brought back to life via gypsy magic. We're now doing 5 episodes at a time instead of our usual 4.
That's why this video is probably pretty long, I'm guessing. Maybe. I don't know. We're recording at the beginning.
I'm going to try...
The episode.
Yeah, I'm going to try to squeeze it down as much as I can, but if I have to start uploading all these in 2 parts, it's not a big deal.
Okay. All right. Well, let's
you ready for our first episode?
Yeah, episode 91.
Shell Shock.
Shell Shock.
Which
I came back.
None of this has anything to do with what
I came
Shell
back
Shock
from
means.
Afghanistan, and I'm very sad about a lot of things, and I'm guessing that's what Ash and crew are gonna experience.
Nope. No, this episode is about Kabuto.
Oh. That's not what Shell Shock
just
means at all.
Kabuto. No, it's not.
No.
No, it's not. It'd be like if your episode was called Postmortem Depression or whatever, and it's about
And it was about Mew.
Yeah. Post-mutum depression is just a Mew. It's like, this is very strange. Anyway, so my first note is, our sassy narrator friend is back.
Announcers never get to have any fun.
Well, this is a familiar scene. They're just on the back of a leprous. What am I supposed to say about that?
Hey, it's better than the woods for no f***ing reason. They actually have a reason to be on the back of a Lapras. So yeah, sassy announcer.
Sassy, I love sassy announcer. They're just wandering around. They get to the island. Is that right?
Well, some f***ing jackass speedboat flies past them, and Misty has a reasonable reaction. She tells him, "Hey, slow the f*** down. You're being a rude jackass." And then Tracy's like, "Oh, I wonder why they're so fast. I wonder what island they're going to in such a hurry." And Tracy's just a bitch.
God, I hate Tracy.
Like, Misty's actually the reasonable one now. That's how bad Tracy is.
Wow. Yeah. Well, Tracy never says anything that's not super vague or super obvious. Or is about him sketching shit.
Yeah, no, that's all he says.
Or, we'll get to this a little bit later, but he has a terrible idea of what the metric system is.
Oh yeah, he does. He does.
But
as previewed in the last
episode, yes. Aside from that, I have determined that Tracy is just the Christopher Walken of the group in terms of his delivery. Because every line is delivered so awkwardly and so weirdly that he might as well...
but at least Christopher Walken has a charm to his lines.
I know.
At least it's like a little...
He's like the Christopher Walken on Quaaludes.
He's a sterilized Nicolas Cage.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works too. He's so bad.
So they go to the island to go kill the fucking speedboat.
Yes.
And then they discover it's a newscaster team, and apparently there's an exposition, or they are the exposition. That's what a newscaster team is for.
Yeah.
And there's an expedition. That's what they sound like. Expedition. Anyway, there's an expedition to go see what the mystery of Kabuto is.
Oh, I get it now.
And it's Kabuto oil that apparently makes you immortal, but they don't really cover that.
Yeah. That was...
I mean, they do, I guess,
they sort of mention
the end.
it. Yeah, they sort of mention it, and then, like, that's not what the rest...
But you could easily explain that as something else, I think. Yeah. We'll get there when we get there.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird. There was no reason, by the way, there's no reason, because after they learned this shit from the TV crew, Ash was like, well, why don't we go check it out? I'm like, do you just have nothing to do today?
Aren't you on a league challenge?
Yeah,
don't you have to deliver a very important item to a Pokemon professor?
Pokemon professor, like, are you... What is your goal here, Ash? What are you trying to do?
We're trying to find something for Misty to do, other than just bad water Pokemon.
Because Ash just kind of like most of the episodes in the previous season, it was bad about this too, but this one's even worse. It's like someone will just appear and they'll be like, hey, let's just follow this guy around for a day and just watch him do his job.
Hey, that guy is killing innocent people and wearing their skin. Let's follow them and do that.
I'm suddenly very invested in this man. Which sounds like something Tracey would say, by the way.
It does. Let me sketch it. Let me sketch the screaming children.
Because there's just no stakes anywhere. There's no stakes in any of these episodes. Sorry, I'm getting a little off track. What are they doing? They're gonna go.
They're gonna go help with the Kabuto expedition.
Yeah, that's right.
Apparently, Nurse Joy is heading it because
she's
why the
archaeologist now.
Yeah,
it's because like they have a lot of like Nurse Joy stencils.
They overcloned the Nurse Joys, so now not all of them can be nurses.
They're all out of work. Some of them are depressed. There's like a whole colony of Nurse Joys, like underground.
There's like a drug den of Nurse Joys.
There's prostitutes. Nurse Joys. There's Officer Jenny Nurse Joys.
Generation 8, the evil team is just going to be Nurse Joys.
Nurse Joy. Team Nurse Joy.
Team Joy.
Also, if she's an archaeologist, don't call her Nurse Joy. Call her Archaeologist Joy.
Or just Miss Joy.
Miss Joy, yeah. Or, I don't know, see if she likes going by a different name other than Joy, since her entire family is Joy. We do have a lot of notes for this one, even though nothing happens in it.
We do. And that was like in the first 2 minutes. So they go start following them, and they're talking to the expedition team.
Yes.
Meanwhile, we see a little submarine telescope thing, and who is it? Oh, it's Team Rocket.
Yeah.
And Jesse says, "Oh, I wonder what they're talking to that news team for." And James, I wrote it down. James says, "Just because you're wondering doesn't mean you should stop pedaling."
That's true. I remember.
And then he's just fucking mad at Jesse. He's like, "Start pedaling. Come on, this is fucking hard work."
James is like, "I'm doing all the work here, Jesse. Move your ass."
So James is just a bundle of sass.
I know. So for like 3 or 4 minutes, I started like timing it, but then like I don't know, I went brain dead. I started drooling.
Yeah.
But like they're just wandering around looking for Kabuto fossils.
Well,
or whatever.
there is a path. They're going.
They're following the path, right? They're not wandering, but they're going somewhere. But we're watching every step of the way. They're walking.
But then there's a mysterious shadow.
I know. And Ash
Who could it be?
Ash goes, "Oh, what's over there, Pikachu? Yep, nothing.
It's
no plot.
nothing.
No plot.
No plot.
No story. Nothing.
You thought
All
you
right.
saw plot? Nope. Okay, let's
No
just...
plot. Just keep going."
So then a giant boulder shows up, and they have to run down the hill that they've pretty treacherously climbed up. And then Ash is like, "Hey, let's use the Machoke to stop the boulder." And they do that.
And then
it works.
Yeah.
But realistically, those Machoke are dead. Ash just sent them to their deaths. Like in their dying act, they were able to push the boulder out of the way.
But then
they are squashed.
Little macho goo. All right, so they at one point I wrote this down. I don't remember when this happens. I think it's when they first meet with the TV crew. They just like start like going in front of the camera and being like, we're gonna help you guys out. We are volunteering ourselves.
Oh, I missed that note. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Misty, again, voice of reason. Shut up, Ash. You're embarrassing us.
Yes. I was like, dude, Ash, what are you doing? This isn't about you. You have nothing to do with this.
This isn't the
away.
Go League torch running.
I know.
No.
That's exactly what I was thinking too. I was like, this is like flashbacks to the Indigo Torch thing. I was like, stop it. Oh, and then later on, I think they're like starting to dig for the Kabuto fossil. Yeah. Missy is sitting on her ass and she's going, "I never knew digging for fossils could be such hard work." And I'm like, you're sitting on your ass.
Well, maybe she just like had a whole fucking pile of Kabutos like 5 feet away from her or something. We don't know.
I don't think she did.
Also, Pikachu's using a pickaxe that is scaled for it.
So like a little teeny one.
Do they make pickaxes like that at all?
In the Pokemon world, obviously.
But how often does one think, "Oh, hey Jerry, how's that shipment of Pikachu-sized pickaxes going?" "Well, they're not selling a lot. No one ever really takes a Pikachu out to an expedition. So, we sold one. We're going under, aren't we, Jerry?" "Yeah, we are."
Let's try marketing toward children.
Okay.
Gotta get them children in the coal mine something to do. Another boulder starts falling again.
Fuck you, newscaster lady. We don't even know your fucking name.
What did she say exactly?
Well, she's talking to the camera. Well, this expedition is off to a rocky start.
Yeah, that's some shit to
People
say.
are dying. Fortunately, the Rhydons are there, and they just explode the boulder with horn drills.
Them. Very easily taken care of, which thank goodness. I mean, thank goodness for the boulders in the first place. Otherwise, nothing at all would be happening in this damn thing. Because nothing's happening.
But this guy who's pushing the boulders,
yeah,
somehow Ash is able to get to him. Like he sees the guy, and he's like, "Oh, that's the guy who's been fucking bouldering us." Meanwhile, Misty and Tracey are arguing whether it is an accident or not. It's obviously
it was intentional.
It is intentional,
and it turns out it was intentional.
And it turns out it was.
Because this guy is like, "Oh no, I was trying to save you guys. I was doing you a favor." He was like, "I was doing you a favor."
Before we get to that, this guy's in shadow. Like,
yeah.
We're not supposed to see him for a while. Ash is in a clear sight of him, and before the commercial break, there's clear light on him, but he's still all in black. Why? What there's no reason for it. You should have seen him.
To reveal him.
And it's just some random old guy?
Yeah, it's just a random old guy.
Like, if it was Professor Oak or something, that would be like, okay, wow, holy shit.
No, it's just some guy.
No, it's just the one guy who lives on this island.
There's no reason to reveal him. Yeah, and he was like, I was trying to save you guys. I was doing you a favor because this place is like
this island's gonna fucking explode. And I have a prophecy. It's really badly worded.
And I was like, so you threw boulders at them?
I mean,
that'd be
they had Machoks and Rhydons.
They could have died. What if the Machoks were not fast enough? What if they timed that out a little bit worse?
Or what if the horn drill missed?
There was a lot of boulders. Someone could have died, and he'd be like, well, at least the Kabuto didn't get him.
And Misty calls him out on that.
Yeah.
But to argue for him, he's just moving rocks. Like, these rocks are already, like, out on the land and stuff. He's trying to stop them from actually disturbing the island by taking, like, Foundation out of it. So, he's on to something.
So he doesn't care if they die?
Right. The island's still alive.
Okay.
So then they go into
this cave. Yes. They go into this cave. And in the animation, it's very clear that there's Kabuto. Like, it's not even like
all
the
over
fossil.
The walls
it's not even like the fossil they find is different in color or anything. They're everywhere.
And Tracy's like, oh, hey, here's a Kabuto 4 times. But he only looks at them twice. Because 2 of them are on the ground, and there are no Kabuto on the ground. Tracy, you're not a good Pokemon watcher if you think the ground is Kabuto. Unless you're so fucking good at it that you're able to see the delicate intricacies of the floor. But I doubt that. The show doesn't have that animation.
Oh my god. They start to wake up the Kabuto, is that right? Or does Team Rocket come in?
Because Team Rocket comes in.
And
then they add grunts to their motto for some reason. Like, when they say, ugh, to reach for the stars above.
Oh, yeah.
And then James says whatever his line is, but he also grunts. And like, is that just to add flair?
Yeah, I went to get a cup of coffee once I saw them so I missed their motto this time around, I'll be honest.
Well, you missed a very important detail.
Apparently, yes. I'm sorry I missed the grunting. I'm always sorry I missed the grunting. So the TV reporter, after shit starts going down,
she says, oh, this is going to get us really good ratings.
Yeah, I wrote that down too.
And Misty fucking calls her out on that. But then you could also argue that that's what they do for this show in general.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
I was like, was this a fourth wall break? Like, what was this? Don't you people care about anything but ratings? Do they, Nick? Does the Pokemon anime care about anything except ratings?
Well, I'm guessing they also do care about the flow of the games because that's the only reason we have this season.
Because they knew the second generation was coming out.
Yeah.
Ugh.
That's fine. So they care about that at least.
This show is like the complete opposite of Rick and Morty, where Rick and Morty takes like 2 years to perfect like 10 episodes. This show
they make an episode a week.
Whatever comes out comes
year
out.
Long.
People die in the process of making these episodes. And they're like, F it, put them in the frames of animation. I don't care.
So then Team Rocket throws a bomb at them.
Mm-hmm.
They play hot potato.
They do.
And then the bomb explodes because
it's a bomb.
And then Kabuto's like,
makes
whoa,
the
what the
Kabuto
f***
come
is
to
all
life.
this shit?
Yeah.
But then that makes the island fall apart. Or they have to run away from the Kabuto.
Yeah.
The camera's left behind, but the lady's still on the fucking mic.
I know.
And why? Why? You're not gonna get this news story out there.
Who are you, Jigglypuff? Put the fucking mic down.
This is for no one.
This is for no one. So how Team Rocket gets blasted off, because I knew I would fucking forget.
Because the Kabuto's
Kabuto poke a hole in it. Yeah. Into the balloon and blast them away. And really, they got off scot-free. I mean, they got the easy way out, because now the entire island is falling apart.
So what's the rest of the team gonna do? Conveniently, there's a fucking raft.
Yeah, well, no, they built a raft.
They built? Okay,
oh, yeah, they built a raft.
I think I looked down for a second then.
Yeah, it was like 20 seconds. They were like, we gotta build a raft. And then they go into the jungle and they like cut down a tree and they build a raft.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was like, if you like look down to like write a note, you probably missed it.
I think that's what happened.
You probably. And I was like, build rafts? Like, all of you have giant swimming Pokemon. Or enough of you do that you could still, like, get away. Like, I feel like...
Oh, wait, what about all the deaf expedition people? Because they didn't hear the fucking explosion when they asked what happened.
Right?
So they built a raft.
Yeah, they built a raft.
And clearly not everyone who's in that expedition is on it.
No. Well, there's, like, 5 people on the raft.
There's 5, but, like, how many were there total? More than 5.
I can't remember. There might have been that many people.
Well,
I wasn't keeping
count. There's the whole expedition.
I know it has
There's the newscast team. Then there's Ash, Misty, and Tracy. And then there's the old guy. So that's like at minimum
8
5,
people.
3, 11. That's at minimum 12.
Oh dear, some people died.
Yep.
That's bad.
So hey, props to that. It's realistic.
I guess, yeah.
An island explodes, people die.
I don't know when this happened, but at some point the TV reporter says, "This is more exciting than my 2-part special on Kadabra spoon removal," and that intrigued me.
I do want to watch that.
I do. I'm like
what happens when you remove a Kadabra spoon?
What happens? How is this turned to like a 2-parter, no less?
Like did someone
does it
remove a
happen?
spoon from
Yeah.
Kadabra and then it fucking like haunted it? And they had to fix the haunting? Like, Jesus.
Yeah, or just like, does the Kadabra go into a deep depression and like...
How do they make the spoons?
Where do the spoons come from? Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a 2-parter.
I would so watch that.
Yeah.
That was an interesting little piece of world building, that like throwaway line. They probably meant it as a joke, but now I'm like...
And then you got fucking Mega Alakazam.
Yeah, so where is it? Do they poop them out? Is it actually their poop?
See, in the manga, Mewtwo telekinetically creates a spoon.
I thought you were going to say he telekinetically creates his poop.
No, he just poops.
Like he telekinetically transports his poop from his like body to somewhere else.
No, he just has a spoon made out of kinetic energy.
Okay.
So maybe that's what the Kadabras do.
Maybe, I don't know. But I would be intrigued to find out.
They escape.
They escape and...
Most of them escape.
And then most of them...
Who made the prophecy?
I don't know.
We don't see
Does he
any
ever say
civilization on the island.
So there's a prophecy.
There's a prophecy.
They mentioned it twice. Yeah, like when the moon is red, like this. When the moon is red
and the strangers invade the territory,
which what a
the old ones will rise
was.
and and destroy the island.
And then the Kabuto swim away.
By the way, the Kabuto swim away, and it's really cute.
It is kind of cute. That was one of the better parts of the episode.
Yeah. And they decide not to report about it.
Yeah.
Oh, and they think that the Kabuto, those Kabuto have been in hibernation for like centuries. I wonder if the Kabuto oil does make them immortal. No, they're just rock types, and they were in hibernation.
Yeah, correlation does not equal causation. Yeah. Like, what are you... No, just... You can't get immortal from Kabuto oil?
Yeah.
What is the oil, anyway? Is
I assume it's like...
The grease that...
The grease, the fat.
Between them? Okay. I don't know how you're going to get that out of a fossil.
You're not going to.
I didn't think... I know you weren't going to. It's odd. Any other... anything else that happened in this episode?
I gave it 2.
You gave 2 Voltorbs? Yeah. So
that's what else happened.
Yeah, I didn't have any investment in this episode at all. Like, I was sort of intrigued with some of the like legend part of it. Like, it was interesting,
right? And that's why it's a 2 and not like a 1.5 or lower.
Exactly. And like there's just was not enough going on in this episode to base an entire episode around it, you know?
Like, if I missed this episode, I wouldn't be sad. I'd be like, oh.
No, like, what if, like, you missed every single, like, you saw every single episode of the Pokemon anime, and then one day you realize, oh, shoot, I missed this one episode, somehow. And you went back and you watched it. You'd be like, oh.
Well, nothing changed.
Okay, I have no different perspective.
I should have known. It's in the Orange Islands.
There's no arc to this episode at all. No characters have an arc. Nothing. They don't learn anything. They don't have any kind of interesting experience.
There's no newscast that's going to go out now.
And even, like, the side characters don't learn anything. Not even they have, like, an arc or anything. So it's like, what changed?
Nothing changed.
In terms of the story of the character.
There's now no
episode.
island.
Yeah.
So now if someone's, like, in desperate need of an island to save them from, like, drowning,
no
they're
island.
just going to die.
Yeah, I also gave this episode 2 Voltorbs.
Okay.
Because I wasn't like gonna tear my hair out, but I also wasn't gonna shit myself wondering what's gonna happen next.
Right.
I was just like, oh, this is a weekly written episode of a children's show.
Next episode.
Next episode. Episode number 92.
Stage fight.
Not fright.
Fight.
Fight.
Because they're fighting.
Yeah.
And there's certainly no stage fright in this episode, even though there clearly is.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know. Was that part of it? It's not really... Didn't really come out.
I mean, that's
say
what I
it.
assumed it was, but then they did explain another thing.
Yeah.
But, I mean...
Why not just make it about stage fright, though?
Because
like,
they had to make it fucking over-dramatic.
Yeah, like, they could have easily just been like, oh, hey, this Raichu is nervous about performing in front of people.
Well, let's get there when we get there. So in, like, 5 minutes or so.
Okay. Okay.
Let's go along the narrative of the show.
Okay, excellent. So, they get to this... Is this another island, or they...
No, they're on a boat. They're, like, on this, like, floating island
they get to,
boat.
like, they get to... Is this whole thing?
It's a man-made island. And then they move onto the ship, I think.
Is that what happens?
Yeah.
I must have zoned out during that part too, because I thought
they only
like,
said
went
it for
to
like a
new,
second.
I thought they went to a new island.
If they did, then maybe I just misheard it. I don't know. Whatever. They're watching a goddamn stupid acting show.
They
bullshit thing.
Hey, I thought the show part was kind of interesting.
The show part of it was interesting, but like
it was interesting.
The whole like mechanics of it is dumb. Like Ash and Tracy and Misty actually thought the Pokemon were speaking.
Yeah, I mean maybe they're just gullible.
They are children.
And they like fall for Team Rocket's like worst schemes 9 times
and they
out
can't
of 10.
tell it's James when he's wearing a mustache.
Or Jesse when she's wearing a mustache.
So yeah.
Or Meowth when he's wearing a mustache.
I guess that's valid.
So they're just very gullible.
Yeah, they're on the island and they or whatever it is, and they see, oh hey, there's a Pokemon dancing, singing, acting thing. Let's go watch it.
Floating theater where all the actors and all the performers are Pokemon.
Or Pokemon.
Which is a little bit of a misleading advertisement, but
yeah, they're all portrayed by Pokemon.
Well, they're acted by Pokemon, but they're voiced by humans, as it turns out.
Right.
Because
because that only fucking makes sense.
Because that's the only thing that makes sense. I loved Abra's human voice though, because it's like
I'm Abra. 1, 2, 3.
It was fun.
It did fit.
It did. They all fit the Pokemon. That's why it was. Actually, I bet you it was like the same like voice actors doing each individual Pokemon as if they were that.
That would make sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why does Missy love Clefable though? It just looks like it was on the sidelines.
I don't know.
It's a female Pokemon, and I can see myself.
I'm a girl.
I'm a girl.
I like female Pokemon things
For no reason whatsoever.
Togepi decides to start running off again.
Misty's a terrible mother.
She really is. So they all chase Togepi on stage, backstage, like they go up and they kind of like go behind like the curtain once they go upstage.
And then they're all surprised to see that it's fucking actors.
Yeah.
And then I wrote fucking duh.
You fucking duh. And I was like, why would people just let you run on stage in the middle of a performance? Like no one stops and is like, hey, what are you doing, guys? Get away.
Okay, well this is a team of kids who just go up to a torch running or just
I
any
know.
exhibition.
I
no one
know
stops
that.
them. They are an unstoppable force.
I know that, but no one is even like. At least in those other cases, people are like, "What are you doing?" But in this case, they're just like, "Oh yeah, whatever."
They are the
They
juggernaut.
don't even say anything.
They are the juggernaut of social cues.
Apparently, this is weird.
So the actors are like, "Oh hey, yeah, we're actors and voice Pokemon here. Look at them bow, and they're bowing, and then they say, "Hey."
Jinx has feet.
Hey. Oh no, they're talking, and then this fucking lady with the stupidest hair I've ever seen. Kay is her name.
Oh yeah, Kay.
Shows up and says, "Hey." I thought she was just whispering when she was first talking, because like she's trying to be quiet backstage.
But that's just how she talks.
That's just how she fucking talks. What are you doing back here? So she gives him lip.
She does a little bit, but I have my other. We'll continue.
Right, yeah.
We'll
Kay has her other issues
later. Yes, but we'll continue.
So then
for
they
now.
ask Kay if Raichu wants to show up for the finale, which why? Because the show's already over. But then Raichu obviously doesn't.
Yeah, because it's
Stage
fright / doesn't like the person who's
post-traumatic stress disorder.
Yeah. It's never really stayed out right. This whole thing is resolved in 2 seconds.
I think
anyway,
they pretty
so
much
I'm gonna
explain that it's post-traumatic stress disorder, but it behaves more like stage
just
fright.
stage fright, right? Exactly. I guess the theater people decided to give them a ride to the next island. Is that how?
Because Ash tells
literally
them,
says,
"Oh, hey, I'll help train the Raichu."
No, this happens before that.
Oh shit.
Because they're on their way, and Ash was like, "If only there's something we could do to pay you back for the ride." And I'm like, money would be nice. They're probably starving actors.
You probably
Get the
have
money.
money from battles, Ash.
Yeah.
Oh wait, you don't battle.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Ash decides to do the next best thing, which I guess is to help the girl train her Raichu, because it's also an electric mouse Pokemon.
Yeah.
The other guy was like, "Hey, you seem to have a really strong bond with your Pikachu."
Based on any competent trainer.
Based on you don't kill each other when you're around each other, I guess. I don't know. I'm not really basing this off anything. I'm not a smart guy.
I'm an actor on a gimmick ship. What do you expect? So it's the next day, and Ash is like with Kay, training the Raichu, and then he just spouts, all Pokemon are different and have their own different personalities, and generic Pokemon love shit.
And Kay doesn't say, "Okay, you don't know what you're talking about. How are you going to help me?"
Well, no, she doesn't say that, because Tracey says, "Wow, Ash sure seems to know what he's talking about." And then Misty says,
F***ing Tracey.
and then Misty says, "Oh no, he's just repeating that Brock said."
At least she called him out on it.
Yeah.
Well, she didn't call him out. She let Tracey know that.
Yeah.
Nah, he's not
So
as
there's
smart
this
as he
guy who
looks.
used to travel with us, and he's way better than you are. And he's repeating stuff that he used to say, Tracey.
Like, this guy actually had, like, a semblance of a personality and, like, would say things that meant things and weren't just, like, vague random nonsense that just out of his mouth.
And he wasn't only his theme. He wasn't only
we don't
Ross.
like Tracey, do we?
We don't like Tracey.
Because every time we talk about Tracey, we barely talk about him at all because he's barely in the episodes at all. And when we talk about it, we spend like 10 minutes like
just fucking
destroying him.
So,
So then Team Rocket shows up like that night.
well, yeah,
Because
but
they cut to the next night, right?
what before that, Ash and Kay are talking about like why this Raichu is so afraid, and like what I wanted Ash to say is, do you think Raichu's afraid of your horrifying hair, Kay?
That's so mean.
She has fucking like pigtails and then just hair that's out.
Like
you can't
pigtails
have
in
both.
the front.
You either do one or the other. But
I
then,
didn't really give much thought to her appearance, to be honest.
But then Kay says, "No, I only just the first time I touched it, I threw it against the wall and it landed on its head
because it shocked her.
because it
But it's an electric mouse Pokemon.
Yeah, it's an electric mouse Pokemon. What the fuck are you expecting?" So like so the Raichu's never like learned to like trust her because it's always afraid that Kate's afraid of it. So there's just
I mean, I'm not sure
no bond.
why that has anything to do with like the Raichu act, and it doesn't matter. It's fine.
Yeah.
It makes sense. It doesn't not make sense. So Team Rocket appeared in the episode because the episode was going nowhere. They actually it was sort of going somewhere this time around.
Somewhere.
Anyway, Team Rocket appears, and they mentioned that they want to do their own like dinner theater, and I'm like, do that. You would be so good at that.
They would.
And then they're like, nah, but we've got to steal these Pokemon. I'm like, no, don't do that.
No, just do dinner theater.
Do dinner theater. You would make all the
You're
money.
born for this job.
You're born for that. Do that.
If anything, you should just kill the actors and take their job.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if you want to still, like, do that, just kill them and then take their... anyway. Oh, there was a good line, though. Because she is reciting a poem. The girl, Kay? Kay. Kay is reciting a poem, and and like everyone is like smiling at her, like, it's a good poem, and the Raichu isn't like doing anything, and I'm like, why are you smiling? The Raichu is not doing anything. You're just smiling at her doing a poem.
Like, this isn't 4K. This is for Raichu.
Yeah.
Like, encourage Raichu, not K. She doesn't need it.
It's so nice when Raichu doesn't open up his fat mouth while Kay is doing a poem. Is how I would read if I was. So Ash like goes up. He's like, you gotta love your Raichu. He starts to pet it and like shocks him.
Yeah.
And he has like the best line in this episode where he's like, after Pikachu, nothing shocks me anymore. Not a terrible line.
So is that when Team Rocket attacks?
Yeah, after that is because it's that night when Team Rocket attacks. Like they just
dress
skip
up as pirates,
and they're just as pirates. It's like, okay, this is the thing now.
But then they immediately take it off. Like, what's the point of dressing up like pirates?
If you want to dress up like pirates, dress up like pirates.
Yeah,
like that's
but
great.
Keep the costume on.
Keep the costume on. Like it's great. Be a pirate. It's awesome. They do something. They send an ad or something like that, and like Kay like protects Raichu, and Raichu shocks her, and it's like she's not afraid of it.
It's okay. A 10-year-old boy told me that I shouldn't be afraid, so now I'm all of a sudden not afraid anymore.
Yeah, and then that entire plot thread is just wrapped up, and that's it. And just in the beginning of like the Team Rocket like showdown, the plot thread of the episode's resolved.
So James sends out Victory Bell, and Victory Bell does what Victory Bell does.
Yeah.
And eats James. So then Jesse just says wheezing smokescreen.
Yeah.
So we just assume that Jesse owns wheezing now?
Might as well.
Because
she basically
James
does.
calls it,
Yeah.
but Jesse's the one giving the orders.
James didn't even send out Wheezing that time. Jesse just like said Wheezing smokescreen, and I guess Wheezing
was there,
formed into existence and was like, all right.
Wow, Jesse, you can f***ing create things out of nothing.
This is great because then after that they decide to just like Ash is like, I'm gonna use my Pokemon to fight them, and they're like, no, don't hurt our ship. If you hurt our ship, this is our livelihood. And so they're like, well, guess we'll be captured now then.
Aha, you will. So they
then
captured.
But then later they used their Pokemon to fight Team Rocket. I'm like, what was the point of the other thing? Like, just if you don't just have them, if anything, it's better for them to fight on deck.
It's
where
because
they can go into the
Team
water.
Rocket's Pokemon were out at the time, and they had the element of surprise because the Pokemon were talking.
It's dumb, is what I'm saying.
It is dumb.
It's dumb.
Also, wouldn't it take their livelihood if they took their Pokemon? So either like attack them and destroy the ship, or
let them take your Pokemon
and your livelihood.
You just have a floating boat with a theater on it. That's all you got.
You have a riverboat that's out on the ocean.
Yes,
that also bugged me.
It's a riverboat.
It's a
riverboat on the open ocean. I don't know anything about riverboats, but I'm assuming that wouldn't be ideal.
I would assume not. I've never seen an image of those out on the ocean.
I haven't either. There's always been like 3 feet away from land.
Only like Yield times Mississippi.
And on the Mississippi River.
Yeah.
Like it's never been anyway. So after Team Rocket like ties them all up, and then they crab walk over and like start using their voices on the Pokemon, so that the Pokemon will fight Team Rocket to give them, I guess, the element of surprise. I don't know, because Meowth for like 2 seconds is super stoked that there's other talking Pokemon.
Because he thought he was
the only one, yeah. And he was like, I know what you guys went through. It was hard, isn't it? And then he gets beat up, and it's like, oh.
And then James just gets punched by Hitmonchan.
Which was great.
His head was on fire.
So I'm assuming they just get punched away.
They get I don't know. The Team Rocket, they explode.
They get rid of Team Rocket. Boo-boo, that's it.
Yeah, good.
And then like they do the thing again where this happens a second time when Kay is protecting Raichu for whatever reason, and Kay is like, "It's okay, Raichu. I'm not afraid of you anymore. Remember?" I'm like, why are we doing this again?
From like an hour ago?
Like this has already happened. And in the runtime of the episode, this was like 5 minutes ago. Like
I think they had 2 drafts and
they just accidentally combined them?
Yeah. They forgot to edit out the first part.
I was like, this doesn't make sense. I mean, it was out of blue both times, but especially the first time, but like, why is this the way that I don't give a shit.
But then it's the next day.
And then it's the next day.
And we have the resolution of that.
Yeah.
So, because I asked what the point of that smokescreen was, because it accomplished nothing at the time.
Yeah.
But then there was a point. Roger, the mustachioed actor, lost his voice.
Yeah. And Kay comes out, because Misty, Tracy, and Ash, like, left the boat. once they got to the new port or whatever.
And Kay's like, hey,
Roger's sick. And if I was Ash, Tracey, and Misty, I'd be like, what the fuck do you want us to do about it? We met you guys yesterday.
Like, you give us a boat ride, but I already paid you by teaching you how to use your Raichu.
Like, we really appreciate that, but like, we have. Sorry, he's sick. Like, I don't even know his last name, dude. What do you want me to do? You want me to call the doctor for you? Like, what do you want from me?
So there they go, because
but they go anyway because
they're children and
they don't know any better. Yes.
And so that smokescreen ruined Roger's throat, and he has throat cancer, and he's gonna die.
Yeah.
But they need to find a replacement for Roger.
So the best thing to do is reward Ash, Misty, and Ash, Misty, and Tracey by, even though they were the ones that interrupted their show and went backstage. You're part of the show now.
Well, only their
Reward their
Pokemon
behavior.
are, because only Ash voices the Pikachu for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And then Kay is gonna be the main actor replacement.
Yeah. For Roger, even though he's a guy. I mean, I don't want to. This isn't a sexism thing because, like, I know like women can do everything that men can do, but imagine if like Angelina Jolie decided to be the voice of Shere Khan. It just wouldn't fit, you know. Like, there's a reason why certain people are chosen for certain roles.
Like, why not have the guy who barely said anything be the other?
Yeah, why not him be the? At least he would sound like a man, unless he's really good at a man's voice. But I mean.
I guess maybe the Hitmonchan is just bonded to Roger, so if Roger can't do it, then he can't do it.
Maybe. Because they do mention, like, they have to match up the lip flaps, which I found funny because that's a dubbing thing. That's something you do when you're editing anime. You're matching up syllables to lip flaps. Ash is like, it's really hard to match up the lip flaps, so I was like, heh.
But you're doing a good job there, Ash, even though you've never done this at all in your life.
Right? And then that's the end of the episode.
Well, okay, but a couple of notes. This is where Pikachu's jukebox outfit is from. This is this episode. Because remember we asked about that?
I thought it was from when they went to Hollywood, though. I thought he had that same outfit. I could be wrong.
He has his, well, he definitely has his outfit in this one.
So maybe he just owns that outfit and he likes to wear his little tuxedo sometimes.
I don't know. I don't want to go back and watch that Hollywood one, though.
Well, that's the one, that's the Meowth goes, Go West Young Meowth.
Oh, it's that one?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were talking about the one where...
no, not the one before it. The one after.
The Las Vegas one.
Also not that one.
Okay. Well, okay. And so I guess Pikachu just sends that suit. And
Yeah,
they
he has a
use
suit.
a terrible song to do a chorus line, and it wastes a good 2 minutes, and it's poorly animated, and I hated it.
Yeah, it was really dumb.
Yeah.
It was really, really stupid.
If I paid money to watch that, I would.
I would want my money back. Yes, it's like I can watch any idiot train his Pokemon to do a chorus line with other Pokemon. Give me back my money.
Now show me them dodging hyper beams and stuff.
Yeah, then we'll talk. Then we'll talk. All right. So, what did you think of this episode overall?
I gave it a 1.5.
Wow, really?
Yeah. Again, it's just a plot to be a plot.
Yeah.
And I did not like whenever the character of the day is just kind of whiny.
Yeah.
I don't like the episode usually.
Yeah.
And Kay is really whiny, and also I fucking hate that hair.
Yeah.
It's just so stupid. It's so stupid.
Yeah, it's dumb.
Like, I get having original characters, but like have them make sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, there's like the only arc in this episode just happens out of nowhere.
It happens out of nowhere and is resolved like nothing.
Exactly. Like, show us Kay and Raichu bonding if you're gonna have an episode about Kay and Raichu.
Have Raichu actually have stage fright.
Yeah.
Like, Raichu could fucking love Kay.
Yeah.
It just can't perform because it has anxiety.
Exactly. Like, anything.
But no, the Raichu just had to have an overly dramatic experience with its own trainer. Ash even asks, do you want to be its trainer still?
And
Because it sounds like she shouldn't be.
Yeah.
And she says, no, I do!
But there's no, like, proof of that. We never there's never any, like...
There's no bond you
There's
have.
no
You're just
bond.
afraid of each other.
Yeah. So I didn't care for this episode either. I
Yeah.
gave it 2 Voltorbs.
Why the extra half?
Because I thought it was about as good as the last one. I gave the last one 2. And I didn't want to give this one a
See, I like the other one just a
smaller.
bit more. That's why.
If anything, I like this one just a little bit more. But I mean, they're both going to get 2 Voltorbs out of me. Because I wasn't in pain while I watched this. But I definitely didn't like it. So, at the end of the day, there's just like... The only plot thread for me to hold on to was Kay needs to bond with Raichu. And that's resolved instantly without any kind of lead up, really. So, that was my big problem with it. I like the world building stuff because with the... with like the theater and the
And
Pokemon
that is cool.
play. I thought that was cool.
But like, I don't know, do more with
Do
that?
more with it, yeah. Because it ends up being the Team Rocket Variety Hour again.
Mm.
I'd rather watch Team Rocket have a fucking dinner theater.
I would fucking watch.
I would
just
watch
that
every
show.
episode of that.
That would
Yeah,
be a show.
like if Team Rocket, why didn't they just have Team Rocket do a spin-off show where it was like the Team Rocket dinner theater? I'd watch every episode of that.
Team Rocket, awesome job. But yeah, no, those are my feelings.
Those are mine too.
All right.
Next episode.
Hey viewers, I don't know if we're gonna edit this out, but a little trivia. This is a week after we just did the last episode, and we just recorded 92 last week, and now we're on 93. Yeah, okay, and episode 93.
Bye Bye Psyduck. Yeah, kind of time constraints from
Yeah.
last week. Messed us up a little bit, but that's okay.
That's okay. We're getting back into it. We're getting into the groove of things. We're seeing how time flows.
And I have these like 3 weeks in advance so that
Yeah,
way
we got a
this
nice little
happens.
buffer.
Yeah.
So that way our Pokemon news at the end of the episode mean nothing because it already usually happens by then.
Yep.
By the time this comes out, we're already playing Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon for a while now, probably.
Actually, I don't think so. It would.
November 17th?
Yeah, this one will be. This is episode 25, and about to upload 23 today. So
2 weeks.
So 2 weeks. So this is gonna be right after Ultra Sun is gonna be a week away still.
Oh, okay. So I'm really looking forward to Ultra Sun. We'll talk about news a little later.
All right. So episode number 93 is Bye Bye Psyduck. Because
named after
in
Bye
this-
Bye Birdie.
No, it's named after Bye Bye Butterfree.
Oh, which was also named after Bye Bye Birdie.
No, which was named after the message in the game when you release a Pokemon that says Bye Bye.
Oh, it does. It does do that. Wow.
Yeah. So this episode is a misnomer because, well, we'll get there. It makes it sound like Psyduck is getting released or possibly dead, and that doesn't happen.
No. There's the chance of it evolving, and some Pokemon, the personality completely changes. So yeah, bye, dopey little Psyduck, and hello, cool, majestic Golduck.
Yeah,
maybe.
cool, majestic Golduck.
But let's get into the beginning of this episode, like
Right.
most things, except for the Star Wars movies. The narrator says that they're on their way to drop off the GS ball
To Pallet Town?
to Professor Oak.
Yeah, I wasn't sure because I wrote that in my notes, but I was like, that can't be right.
Because
That can't
Ash
be going back to
specifically
Pallet
said
Town.
he's doing the thing first.
Yeah, I was like, what is the order here then? Like, are you going back to Pallet Town and going back, or are you doing the Island Challenge first?
Do the Island Challenge first. You're there. Might as well
Yeah.
do it.
Professor Oak can wait another, 4 weeks or whatever, however long it takes.
Why didn't they just mail it? Like, they said they could have transport it, but certainly mail exists, right?
Yes, because there's mailboxes. Plot hole confirmed.
Well, maybe it was too valuable to mail. Maybe.
Maybe it's too valuable.
Maybe.
Well, it's indestructible.
Yeah.
So what could
Well, it's,
possibly happen?
it's indestructible. Someone's gonna be like, "Whoa, holy shit, this thing's indestructible. I could use this for a nice little
Now it's
paperweight."
in a box.
Yeah, I don't fucking know. The postal office probably scans shit. It's probably why everyone wants to teleport shit now, because they want their privacy kept intact.
Okay, all right.
So anyway, they're maybe on their way to Pallet Town. Who the fuck knows?
Who the f knows?
Maybe the narrator's just lying and he just has his GS ball out.
He's probably the narrator's probably just high on weed and just he doesn't know what's going on. So he's like, they're probably on their way to Pallet Town or Sheena or I don't know.
Yeah. The Pokemon kind of relaxing and Psyduck drowns.
Psyduck drowns.
And then
Psyduck can't swim.
and then title card.
That's
Bye Psyduck.
Bye bye Psyduck.
And then Misty figures out that Psyduck's missing and she's panicking.
I know. I knew this was gonna drive you nuts.
And because she's all every time it's missing, she panics and wants it so bad.
No.
But then when it's there, she's like, "F you, Psyduck, I hate you."
She pretty much
She
does
doesn't
that
beat
in
it
this
anymore.
episode.
She doesn't beat it anymore though.
Yeah, that's true.
It's been a minute since she punched it.
Yeah, well, maybe the animators were like, you know what? This joke doesn't really work because it just makes Misty look abusive and evil.
Yeah.
Maybe we shouldn't have her, actually hit the Psyduck.
So now she just emotionally abuses
So
it.
now she just...
So that's a step.
Which, we'll come back to that in a minute, actually. Because there's a couple lines in this threw me.
There are a
made
couple,
made me so mad.
And Ash calls her out on that.
Yeah.
Because he's like, well, that's weird, Misty. You're usually relieved when Psyduck's... Or, that's weird, Misty.
You always hate it when Psyduck appears.
You always hate it when Psyduck appears.
Yeah.
What made you have this change of heart? And then Misty's like, And then Tracey is his most emotionally, compelling he's ever been. And he says...
That's not saying much.
Maybe she's in love. Or not in love, but maybe it's love.
Maybe it's love. Maybe she really loves her Psyduck. That's why she treats it so poorly.
He gave it a bit more than that.
No, he didn't. Not a lot more.
More than his usual. More than his usual.
That's not saying much.
It's saying a lot for Tracey.
Okay. Well, I want to get to Tracey's voice actor a little bit later because he's actually super annoying in this because he just kind of says random shit half the time and it doesn't have to do anything.
Yeah,
Shut up,
he
Tracey.
just adds to conversations that are already happening.
But in the next episode, he's more in the story. So I want to talk about it then.
Oh yeah, okay, good. So
I wrote, wow, this episode is going to be one giant emotional trigger for Nick because
it's actually not that bad.
No, it really isn't. I thought it would be way worse, but because I thought it was going to be more of them needing to find Psyduck throughout the episode.
But Psyduck's found right there.
But Psyduck's found very quickly
by
Marina is her name. She's also a water type trainer.
What a coinkydink!
What a
that
coinkydink.
Someone else with a water themed name as a water type trainer.
So by that logic, shouldn't Ash be a fire type trainer?
He should.
I feel like the anime missed out on a good opportunity there to make Ash a fire type trainer.
I think it's because they were strictly thinking of naming him close to his original Japanese name, Satoshi.
Oh wow, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That does make sense. I feel like that's the only time they ever really bother with that, though.
Yeah. So Dub, you can't do anything by.
Yeah.
What Marina, whatever her name is, finds Psyduck and says, "Is this your Psyduck?" And Missy's like, "Yeah, it is."
And she's like, "Oh look, it's about to evolve because its tail is glowing."
Its tail's glowing pink.
Pink.
And look, we'll keep attention to that forever now. They don't.
So what was ended up being the point of Psyduck? Why was its tail glowing?
I don't know, maybe...
That was never resolved. That was never explained. It wasn't even hinted at.
My guess is that while it was underwater, it just landed on a rock and it hurt a lot, so its tail is just, swollen pink.
That doesn't make any fucking sense, but it's the only
It's the
explanation
most
we
sense
have.
of anything.
I don't understand. Whatever.
So then they start talking about, oh my god, you're a water Pokemon trainer? I'm a water Pokemon trainer. And then the boys are like, oh, they're talking about water Pokemon stuff. It's like they're girls and we don't know what they're talking about because we're boys.
It's weird because I don't think the water type is a girly type. It'd be different if it was they were talking about the normal type, I guess, because fairy type didn't exist yet.
Right.
Or if they were boys and talking about bug types, that would make sense. I don't know. I guess water was the closest thing we had to a girly type back then.
Grass?
That grass would be girlier because of flowers.
By the way, Ash looks up Golduck in his Pokedex.
Yeah.
And it says that Golduck is the fastest swimming Pokemon.
Yeah.
That's not true.
That's bullshit. His Golduck's speed... Actually, all of Golduck's stats are super average. But Golduck's speed stat is 85, which is usable.
But Starmie's is 100
yeah,
something?
Yeah, Starmie is way faster. That's just in Generation 1. But in Generation 1, Starmie is way faster. I think Seadra might be faster, but I'm not sure about that one. I'm sure there are others. Gyarados, I'm sure, has to be faster, right?
Probably. This battle, that's right, because they decided to have a battle.
Yeah, I kind of like that this whole episode is basically one giant battle. Oh, wait, what did I write here? I wrote, "Shut up, Tracey." Because Ash says, wow, they sure do love water-type Pokemon. And Tracey says, from my observation, I'd say that's true.
Oh, they're talking about it, and Ash says that, and Tracey literally just adds that fucking thing.
Yeah, he just... Nothing Tracey says, in general, but in this episode especially...
Adds weight.
It's either it's very obvious or super vague. You could replace Tracey with a stick, and there would be no change to the episode at all.
They should have a Wilson.
A talking stick.
They should have a Wilson.
A Wilson?
Yeah.
the talking...
It'd be like, Brock, isn't this, so great? And no, it would be a volleyball.
If they replaced it with a volleyball, it would be... nothing would be different.
And he just draws slits on it, and it's like, you have such pretty eyes, Wilson.
You know what? I'm just gonna throw this out here as a fan theory. I don't think Tracey Sketchit actually exists. I think he's a figment of Ash's imagination, and
Ash
Misty just goes along with
really
it.
fucking bored with his imagination.
Exactly. He wanted a substitute for Brock after Brock left, so he just materialized a Tracey.
The next episode does make sense for that theory.
Anyway, stop talking about Tracey.
They're about to battle, and Ash with the fucking zingers
Right, what did he say?
Misty, it's been a while since he battled. You sure you remember how? Because the last time she did was battle for Togepi.
Yeah, actually, Misty, up to this point, is at a record of 0 wins,
Yeah.
I think, for the whole show. She lost in Hard Knocks. She lost against Ash, technically, in my opinion. She lost against Ash for his battle in Waterflower's Cerulean City. And she lost for who gets to keep Togepi.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, she did beat one of the Team Rockets or someone. Or Brock. One of those. She did beat someone.
She beat...
Or did she lose the first match in that little...
She lost the first match.
Because she was at battle against Ash.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was Meowth and Brock.
And then...
Yeah.
That's
Ash
right.
And Misty, and then
That's right.
Ash and Meowth.
That's it. So she's at a record of 0 right now if you were going to keep track of her battle record.
0.
0 of 3 wins.
Will she win this one? Turn that to a 0-1?
Well, as Ash points out later, we can't count it.
Yeah, no.
Because...
Well, I was going to
we'll
let
get
that build
there.
up.
We'll get there.
So they start battling.
They start battling.
And Golding sucks.
And Golding sucks. It loses to Poison Sting. I mean, I know it's from a Tentacruel, but Poison Sting has a base power of 15?
Yeah, okay, at this point, Poison Sting has been shown to be such a powerful move that I assume they gave it a water gun treatment.
Yeah,
so
they had
Poison
to.
Sting is more like
An 80 power
an
move.
80 base move.
That's the only thing that makes sense, unless Goldie literally has like a defensive stat of 4.
I mean, if that's the case, then so does Pidgeotto, but
Well, that's canon.
it is canon.
So,
But I still hate one-move battles.
I do too.
And that is a one-move battle.
It is. Staryu beats Tentacruel with Swift.
Mm-hmm.
One move again. It's dumb. Which is also disappointing because this is the first time we've seen a Tentacruel battle, if you don't count the giant one. So
It wasn't battling
Give us-
against anything, it was just destroying stuff.
yeah, so like let us have like a good like Tentacruel battling scene.
Nope.
Nope. Just it's dead. And then Marina. I keep wanting to say Mariana, but that's the name of the Pokemon.
Yeah.
Marina sends out her own Psyduck, which
And
is like
it's
buff.
Buff and like super like focused.
Yeah.
She even asks Misty, so how'd you train a Psyduck that doesn't know how to swim?
And Misty's like, my Psyduck sucks.
It might be
Ash is like, yeah, Misty, that's true. How does that do that? And Tracy's like, this is a cool battle. I'm a Sketchit. And I'm like, fuck you, Tracy. We get it. You're super deep and complex. You sketch things. That is your entire personality. I get it.
So
I don't like Tracy. I really don't like Tracy.
no one likes
he
Tracy.
needs a personality.
So her Psyduck is able to defeat Staryu.
Yep.
Using
Confusion. Because it's... I like how in the... Or rather, I don't like it because when I played the games and got Psyduck and Golduck, I was really pissed off that they weren't stronger. But in the anime, they make Psyduck and Golduck out to be like freaking legendary Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like they're so freaking strong. They're like Alakazam strong. But that's not true in the games
It's
at all.
not.
They're very,
They're
very,
very
average.
mediocre.
Very average.
So then Misty fumbles her own Pokemon ball. What was she trying to send out?
She was trying to send out Psyduck.
She was trying to send out Psyduck,
Her
but
own
then
Psyduck.
it falls down into the water.
Because it wasn't...
Because it was
nothing in
empty.
it. Which was a funny moment, by the way.
It was funny.
Because they just like hold on the image of Missy throwing the Pokeball.
I don't know why she's surprised though. She does this constantly.
I
mixing
know!
up
She
her
never
Pokeballs.
knows what Pokeball she has. Which brings up a point. How do the trainers know the difference between their... Like, is it in position? The positioning on their belts?
I assume so. That's how I would do it. I'd be like,
And Missy just
No,
always
no,
keeps
no, no.
all of hers in the backpack so she doesn't know what she's grabbing.
you got to at least mark them if you're gonna have this much of a problem, Misty.
Richie does. He gives them little gold stars. Which is so white and adorable.
Yeah, it is very white and adorable.
It's such a white thing to do.
But see, that wouldn't help Misty, though, because, yeah, sure, that's her own Pokemon, but which star is which star?
Yeah, exactly.
So she has to, like, color code them or something.
She does.
So then Golduck comes out of the water. And to their credit, Misty and Marina, Golduck is adorable.
Yeah, Golduck is pretty awesome.
It is so cool. He's doing the thumbs up. He's like, go!
He's doing like little poses for them and everything. And I'm like, all right, this is a charismatic character. I like that Psyduck evolved into Golduck. They just assumed that Psyduck evolved into Golduck because they thought Psyduck was evolving earlier.
Right. And it just needed like a little bit of water to be like, okay, yeah, I'm evolved.
Yeah.
So yeah, Golduck is probably able to defeat Psyduck pretty handily because it takes Psyduck's confusion of the water, turns it into a surf against them, but then Team Rocket is there.
Team Rocket appears. I want to point out that Misty says, oh, Golduck, you're so great. Everyone used to yell at you and say terrible things about you, but now that's not going to be true anymore. And I'm like, bitch, you're the one saying those things.
And Ash even says that.
Ash even calls her out on it.
Most of them were Misty.
Almost all of them were Misty. I don't remember anyone else ever saying one mean word about Psyduck.
I think Ash...
Except in Evolution Solution, where they were all saying that Psyduck's dopey.
Because Slowpoke was there, so it was like emotional abuse could be diluted between the two of them.
But fuck that episode.
Yeah, no, fuck that episode. So Team Rocket shows up, not even saying the motto. They just straight up take out their net, and it captures Marina's Psyduck and Tentacruel. And then like, maybe we shouldn't say the motto anymore.
And I was like, yes, please. Don't do that, yes.
But then they do it.
And I'm like, ugh, fine. That's like 30 seconds every episode of the show. They have 30 seconds already filled.
Yep.
With that motto.
Because it's an easy 30 seconds right there.
Yeah, an easy 30 seconds. Maybe longer. Maybe like a minute. Depending on how they do it.
Golduck blasts them out of the water, but they still have the
net with captured Tentacruel and Psyduck.
So they're like, you know what? We don't actually want these Pokemon because they're pretty common. So we'll trade them for you. And Meowth's like, nope! Or no, we'll give them to you. And Meowth's like, nope, we're going to trade.
For Pikachu.
And
Ash is like, no.
No, I just met her today.
I have no stakes in this. Doesn't Ash tell Pikachu to shock Team Rocket and everything?
But then Misty's like, no, you can't do that.
Because you'll hurt Tentacruel and Psyduck. And I'm like, so you send them to the Pokemon Center.
But there's no Pokemon Center. This island is too tiny.
But
if only there was someone who could possibly help Pokemon on different islands.
Or you just have revives and potions in your bag. It's not that big a deal.
What's a
Pokemon
revive?
faint all the time. What's a revive?
Because I've never seen one in the show.
That is true. Alright, maybe you have a point. I will concede that they don't want to hurt the Tentacruel and Psyduck with electric type attack. I guess no one on these islands ever does Pokemon battles to each other.
No, never.
Which, so far, that's been kind of true, except for Marina. So, after Ash is like, no, we can't hit Tentacruel and Psyduck with my electric type attacks, Marina's like, Psyduck! Tentacruel! Try to break out of the net!
And they're like, we are really constricted. We're in a net.
I'm like, did she think before that they just had resigned themselves to their fate? Like, what?
And then she says, what's wrong with you?
Just break free! Come on, guys!
Well, they're tired from the battle earlier.
Yeah. What a dick.
Yeah, so then she said, fine, I'll use my third Pokemon, Starmie. And then Starmie's... What happens with Starmie?
I don't know, actually.
Because it's not Starmie that does anything. I think Starmie does something. But it ends up being the Golduck coming back out of the water.
And then it blows the fuck up the...
Yeah, it fucking like, just kills them. It sets up a barrier to block you from being poison stung. Oh, I remember what happened, and it was really fucking weird. She was about to send out her Starmie, but she's running up, and then Jessie sends out her Arbok, and while the Arbok's out, you hear her scream like, ah! And then they show her like being blocked by the Arbok.
And then
I thought that was a weird sound clip.
And then Golduck comes out and destroys the destroys the Arbok with its own whatever it uses. Confusion,
it uses
probably,
barrier, and then confusion, and then fucking hyper beam.
It hyper beams the shit out of that Magikarp
sub. So they just get blasted off again.
Yep. So Misty and Marina are still in love with this Golduck, and at a point I'm like, okay, is this gonna like turn really weird, and they're gonna like try to have sex with it? Because that was
Bestiality
almost the
threesome.
direction it was going. Yes.
With their Sojo eyes that they've been doing throughout the episode.
Yeah, like it almost got to a point where it was uncomfortable.
Almost.
Almost. It was like it was riding that uncomfortable line the entire time.
So they continue their battle.
Yeah.
And it's Golduck versus Starmie.
I wrote, stop saying things, Tracy, because he just goes, because they're going into the battle again, and Tracy's like, what a match. And I'm like, thanks so much for your input. I'll give this to Brock. At least Brock will be like, she's using a Golduck and she's using a Psyduck. Golduck should have the advantage. Like, and that's at least, it's stupid and vague, but at least it puts...
At least he's putting in
adds,
an opinion.
Yes, he puts it in an opinion. Not just, what a match. It's not even like, is it a good match? Is it a bad match? Is it an
actual
match?
physical match that you light on fire?
Is it a match? Are they like a pair that go together? That kind of match?
I mean, probably.
What? What a match.
So they hit each other with Fury Swipes and Tackle,
Yeah.
and they're like, ah! But then
Then
Golduck uses
Hyper Beam, and Starmie uses Light Screen, and I was like, oh, actual battling like mechanic stuff.
But then pre-Gen 4 mechanics.
Yeah, because before
If she used
Generation 4,
Reflect,
was
it would have worked.
Yeah,
Probably.
because it's a physical move in this generation,
Yep.
which is dumb because it's clearly a special.
It is clearly a laser.
That's why I always feel like the special physical split happened way too late in the Pokemon series, because
Well-
it's so like.
It was probably really fucking hard to do in 1 and 2. Because,
Yeah,
like,
I mean 1 and 2 I can be okay with.
3, they
3
probably...
needed to happen in Generation 3.
They should have had the physical special split, and then in Generation 4 have the abilities. Oh,
Yeah.
but then Kyogre and Groudon, well, they just would have had those.
I mean, I get that it
legendaries.
would have been a lot for them to do, but it's Generation 3 still definitely needed that physical
Yeah.
special split.
Especially with Swampert.
Yeah.
And Sceptile kind of just got screwed over
Yeah,
by
it did. So Golduck wins. Tracy says, "That was an awesome match," and I'm like, "You are Christopher Walken." God.
But then she says, okay, Golduck, go back in your ball, and then Psyduck comes out.
Yep. And the animation here when she finds out that it wasn't her Golduck was great. That was perfect animation.
But my Psyduck's a Golduck now! Obviously, it's not Misty.
I loved that animation. So they realized that the Golduck was just a wild Golduck that likes to show off for girls.
Yeah, it's the Pokemon version of Brock.
Yeah, that's exactly what they say. It's the Pokemon version of Brock. And so Misty has her Psyduck now. Back.
And the Golduck kind of just leaves her when 3 girls who are like, really? Oh, hope to die. And speaking generic girl talk, just walk by and the Golduck's like, yeah!
And he's doing poses for them too. And they're like, Golduck's so cool. And I'm like, why Golduck of all Pokemon?
To be
Is
into
it-
human women.
Yeah. And be like showing off for them. I mean, it works, oddly. Like,
Yeah.
it's just an odd choice. Like, they make it work, but it's an odd choice.
I don't know, man.
I don't know either. Alright, any other thoughts on this episode?
I rate it 3. I gave it 3
3.
Voltorbs.
This one was super hard for me to rate. Because a big problem I had with it was Tracy telling Ash and Misty that that when she's abusing Psyduck, that's her way of showing love to it. And I thought that was really shitty. So it's
if you don't think about it though, from like when you're like in grade school and you're someone of the opposite sex.
But you should still
That kind
tell
of stuff.
children that like that's not how you're supposed to show love. Like they're not supposed to condone that behavior.
But that's how Misty.
That's how.
shows
Yeah, I
love.
know. I'm gonna give it 3 because I enjoyed Golduck and I enjoyed the battle, and I thought it was fun and silly and in a good way.
Yeah, that's pretty much my reason.
Yeah. There's not a whole lot else to this episode because there's no like arcs really or anything.
Yeah, now Marina's just able to like take her Pokemon back from Team Rocket.
Yeah. That's
it.
it.
Good job.
But it's nice. I mean, if you're gonna have filler in the anime, it's nice that for a change they decided to spend an entire filler episode with
a battle.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the type of filler I like. So not super compelling, but not bad.
Yeah. let's move on
All right.
to
Episode
something less compelling.
less compelling.